Okay, hello, Haris.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
That awkward
Oh
every
my
time
god,
we start.
yeah, always.
But
Oh my god. So you're just from High Rocks, right?
yes.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
you're still sweating.
I am.
Just now, but the funny thing is you were not sweating just now, and now you're sweating. I was drenched just now, and now I'm fine. Interesting
We're the
how everyone
opposites,
sweats
man.
differently. But okay, come today. I think a topic that we were quite interested in that I would like to discuss is about product versus service. So recently I just got invited to this accelerator thing to give a sharing about how do you build your product cost effectively. Then when I was reflecting on my journey, actually a lot of my successes were not with product, even though I built a lot of product, but my successes were with service.
Product is like when you build something and it affects a lot of people. So it's like the beauty is that you can just do it like with fewer people or myself, and then you can see the like impact or like the changes that you made.
Yeah, it's kind of like build it once
Yeah.
and then it's there. It's like, okay, I built this thing
Correct.
from scratch. It's
Yes,
my
yes,
baby. I can
yes.
see it there. It's gonna be there if I'm in Bali traveling. It's gonna
Correct.
be there.
Yes.
It's like Mark Zuckerberg built Facebook, right?
Yep.
So Facebook is there now. Even if he goes on to build his, Quest VR glasses and everything, he's just stacking product on top of product on top of product,
Correct,
right?
correct.
And it's just gonna be there with or without him doing it.
Yeah.
Whereas on another hand, if you're, for example, a doctor or a dentist, in a way, if you are providing a service, which nothing wrong by the way, just saying for comparison, the difference here is it's not tangible. It's an act of selling your time, right?
Yeah.
To a certain, maybe not your own time. You can sell, maybe hire someone to sell their time, but it's still fundamentally doing something for someone rather than seeing something tangible in front of you,
Yeah.
regardless if it's hardware or software.
I feel that my thinking is that if I pitch to businesses or education businesses, like for example, tuition centers, right? Then I tell them, hey, you don't need teachers anymore. You can just use my system.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've never done
I mean,
that.
maybe it's not you don't need teachers anymore, but rather
Yeah.
it's more like it's your whole pitch here isn't to replace teachers, but it's to complement and help the students who are lacking behind. The teacher, you not once did you mention in the problem statement there that you don't need a teacher anymore. You just mentioned that some students, the teachers will not be able to match the speed of everybody. Some, if they try and adapt to the ones who are faster, then the ones who are faster they're fine, right? They're enjoying the guidance of the teacher. But those who are slower will struggle. But if the teacher slows down for the slower students, then the slower students are fine. They're enjoying it, right?
Right.
It's just the faster ones that will struggle, right?
yeah.
So you're not really saying to remove teachers altogether. You're saying to help the subset of students who are not able to catch up without the guidance of a teacher, right? Yeah.
Without the guidance of a teacher, essentially, I'm kind of replacing it.
Yeah, but you didn't mention you're going to replace
I mean,
it for
but that's my eventual goal, to replace teachers or to have teachers, to rebuild what the role of a teacher is.
I think it's very difficult for you to go in there straight and say, I fire all your teachers, use my product. It's going to be very difficult
Yes,
because
yes,
no one's
I
going to
agree.
help you push your agenda, number
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
And number two, it's so it's like how can you work with the system first, right? They say be different, but not too different, right? Right time. That's right time and right product for every different generation. If I think Facebook launched like 10 years earlier, they wouldn't have been able to do it because there's no internet penetration throughout the world.
True,
right? So
true.
same for this, right? If it's too big of an idea and people are not ready to accept it yet, which I think if you do this and let's say it does work, many people lose their jobs, right? Why would they push your agenda
True.
for you?
Yeah.
But still, if it does work, then great. But why not just do it? Why want to wrap it up with some service to buy yourself time?
I think it's just fear, I guess.
Fear of what?
Fear of like rejected.
Fear of being
rejected.
are you afraid? I thought you always said you don't care what people
I
think.
mean, I don't know. I still have this fear, right? It's never like diminished, meaning that like I will get like there's no such thing as no fear. There's always fear, but you just get used to it and just do it. You get what I mean? So I think like
So
because
your fear
I want
of getting rejected for your idea.
yeah, or not even being implemented. Like I build and then waste time and then nobody is going to implement. Then like so I guess it's irrational fear, right? Because like for me, I think
I think fundamentally, you see, if a problem is strong enough, you don't really need to go and validate it. I'll give you an example for this, right? For example, if there's a pill that I say, if you eat this pill and you can live for another 10 more years. If you eat this pill and if this pill works, cancer will be cured. For example, right? It's like, okay, if everyone wants cancer to be cured. And most guys in this world want to grow 10 cm taller, for example. For example, right? Let's say you're 165 cm. This pill can make you 10 cm taller, no side effects. Do you want to get it or not? Of course they will want to do it. So the problem is already validated. Most men or people don't want to die of cancer. The problem is validated already. Now it's like, can I trust you to deliver on this solution or not? That's it, right? So in your case, it's the same thing. If the problem is real, which in my example I gave was people don't want to have cancer. That is a real problem, right? If the problem is real, then you just deliver the product. Now the question is the problem even real? Right?
So
that's the real
problem.
If the problem is real, people will use it. People will buy it. What are you afraid of? Do you want to, if you have cancer now, touch wood, you have cancer now, I give you a pill. Do you want it? I know you're going to say yes. Why would you say no? Right? So there's nothing to be afraid of now. Then the guy creating the cure for cancer, that person may have to worry about, can I deliver on this? Can this really work? He has to worry about the product. And the investors will think, should I invest in this guy? Because can he really deliver on this thing? But maybe if it's a random Joe in the street, maybe not. But if it's a guy with, from Harvard, he does like a PhD in this kind of like biomedical sciences, specialized in cancer technology, then maybe, right?
But
So
it is
in your case,
But it is a huge risk if I'm were to doing this versus, because it's something very, very, very new, technically, right? I mean, I saw an article where this school is trying to implement an AI teacher as well. So, but it's new lah. So I don't know whether it will work or not. But for me, it's
what will work? You don't know whether the problem is real, or you don't know if your solution is capable enough. Which one are you worried
I think
about?
it's the first one lah. Like the
you don't even know
problem is
there's a
real.
problem.
Correct,
then let's go back to the drawing board, right? Because if you haven't passed step one, then why are you building?
Right?
What are you
True,
selling?
true.
Even if you did a landing page, there's no point. The whole point of a landing page and to not build stuff is because you haven't validated the first point, right? So which is the problem. And this is us running through you building and ideating a startup from scratch.
Correct.
So I mean, if the problem isn't real, then
true.
Is the problem real?
So in essence,
real though.
I probably have to research also lah, to see whether the problem is real. I mean, I need to think about it as well, because I mean, the mistake is always building first, and then the problem is not there, and then so what's the point, right? But I fundamentally think that there is a problem, because it's like, if the problem is solved, what is there to
Then the question is it a painkiller problem or an antibiotic?
Correct,
or a
that's
vitamin
why.
problem?
Yeah,
a vitamin problem is basically a problem
Good
that
to have.
it's nice to have, right?
Yeah.
You eat, don't eat, no one knows, but it's like nice to have. I feel good having it, right? It's for maybe the upper class who can worry about this vitamin problem. Then you have the painkiller problem that is here to just kind of relieve the pain for a while.
Correct.
And antibiotic is one that really completely cures it. People will buy it instantly right now. You have no other option but to take an antibiotic when you have let's say a viral flu, right? So
I want to go to the antibody.
but then again, it doesn't matter. Vitamins are a multi-billion-dollar industry as
True,
well,
actually,
right? So
you're
just gotta choose your market, and it's obviously gonna be a lot more difficult to develop an antibiotic, right? So compared to a vitamin, so you have to choose the game that you play. Technology is different. One is just to make you feel good,
right.
I can say this water makes me feel good. It's a vitamin, right? I can just say that. But if I say this one can make you grow 5 cm taller, that's a completely different technology, right? So it's probably going to be a bit more difficult.
Then maybe,
honestly, you mentioned fear just now, but there's nothing to be afraid of if you are so sure that you have evidence that this thing works. If this thing works and you know it works, what are you afraid of? You know what I'm saying?
But I haven't. I don't know whether it works.
You don't have the evidence that it works.
Correct. Yes.
Exactly.
Correct,
That's the issue. So now you got to find the evidence, because if you have the evidence it works, it's like, what's there to be afraid of? You know, for me, it's like I have evidence that 30 of my students got jobs. So I'm like, what's there to be afraid of?
Correct.
So but I am also building a product right now, Jobier. I think you know about it. It's an AI platform that helps people match them to jobs automatically. Just upload your CV in one place and we apply for jobs for you through all the job portals in the world, where in the future, nobody needs to set up individual accounts in job portals anymore, right? And instead of applying for 20 jobs per day, which is a problem that a lot of our graduates, our bootcamp graduates are facing, they have to apply. Like reasonably, a human being can apply 10 a day. That's a lot already. It's a full-time job already, right? So this thing helps you apply an optimized CV, optimized cover letter, optimized application letter and everything, the forms and everything, all optimized, 200 a day.
I think that's
without you spending a single.
I think that's like a great idea, because like the problem is very clear already. I think both of us see the problem, and then like the solution is like, imagine I sleep, I wake up, you apply 200. It's like such a good pitch.
And out of 200, maybe even if there were only 10 who invited you for an interview, hey, 10 is a lot.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's a lot, you know.
That's not 5%.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Correct.
Doesn't matter if it's 5%, it's still 10.
Yeah. And you don't have to do because like
heavy lifting.
Yeah,
right?
like
you never know. Maybe 90% of jobs out there don't even look at your applications.
Correct,
you know what I'm saying?
correct,
So it's like, ATS systems on the employer side. ATSs for the past donkey years has been built for the purpose of employers and recruiters to filter out people.
Correct.
Why don't we have one for employees as well? Why are we wasting people's time?
Yep.
Right? So it's like trying to
Correct.
do this, right? So of course, product is tough because now we are investing in. Hey, it's not easy to be built. This is not easy to build, right? It's not just a normal CRUD system. No. There's AI.
Yes.
There's we're doing our own machine learning models. These things are tough. Your own scraper technologies. These things are really tough. And but it's fun. But money, you need to put money in first. So I may also need to go and fundraise. Because I've realized that what I did for the past 2, 3 years, 4 years of my life was because I went into tech because knowing that I want to build product, I want to build my own software product. I think you know that.
Yes.
Right? I always wanted to build product. But along the way, I had to put food on the table. And all of my SaaS startups that I built in the past, not just SaaS, but my own tech startups that I built here and there, they all failed. All of them failed. So it failed not because I sucked at tech, because I could build, and you really need to be careful if you have the skills to build, but you're just going out there, any idea you have, you just build, right? I didn't go through the questions I was asking you just now, because the reason why I was so harsh on those things is because I do mentor a few groups of startups. And when I say startups, I don't mean business people, right? I'm talking about really, really early stage tech startups that they want to build and innovate in a new industry, not starting another cafe in Sunway, right? Obviously, it will work. That's not my game. For me, what I really enjoy is like what you just mentioned. I want to create a world where we don't need teachers anymore if we don't need it, right? Of course, teachers can still be there to assist it, but we don't need it. I like those kind of new ideas, and I really like to speak to founders about it. And I do mentor quite a few of them, and a lot of them don't even have the problem validated, and they end up spending 500K, 600K building the product out, exactly the same as I did in my early years. And that's why I feel like, more validation has been done. And for me, I went into the service side of things to just go and get money first. But see, I'm still not doing things that don't make me enjoy. I don't enjoy doing service work for clients, doing software. I don't enjoy that, so I'm slowly phasing that out. But for the school, Sigma School that I'm running right now, where we help people get a job in tech 3 months, I really enjoy doing that, so I'm going to continue doing that. Right? But at the same time, I'm not going to give up my goals for building product also.
Right. Because the thing about product is high capital at first, right? Unless you do your own, right? I mean, especially when for your case, it's because you have a service business, which is
that's correct. Because
right?
I have some staff already that we could kind of share, use services, and that's something that we've been building for the past 5 years. That's why I have those things, and I was lucky that a lot of the students in Sigma School, they already know my mission, they know my vision, and they are skilled in the ways we need them to be skilled, right? So we have talents to a certain extent. So I'm blessed with that, and that's why I'm going to continue running that. That's why work with your strengths, right? You know what I'm saying? One of my friends told me that everyone in life has a different starting point. If you start on a starting point, if you, by default, you have, let's say, healthy parents, let's say your parents are not in debt, let's say you are not in debt, and you're already miles ahead of a lot of people who maybe upon graduation, they have to pay bills for their parents because their parents are in hospital, or their parents owe people money, right? Or they got kicked out of home, or they have health issues they have to take care of themselves, right? These people are starting slightly on, behind the starting point, but you are ahead. So why pull yourself back and start from scratch again? If you're ahead, use it to your advantage, right? If you're friends with, let's say, a Tan Sri or Datuk, use that, right? Maybe some people will say, hey, why not fair. No, it's like, hey, this is the game, the game of life, right? Blame the game, don't blame the player, right? I think I never blame the player. Even though in Malaysia, you look at how unfair things are in Malaysia, where Chinese people, we don't have equal rights to education, equal rights to financing, equal rights to anything, and 20% of the company, more than half of the nation's GDP is contributed by non-Malays, but still the same thing, those funding are spent on the Malays only, right? These things are unfair, but I never once have I blamed the players, which is the Malays. I never, because it's like, it's given to them, just use it, right? But for me, I would blame the system. But it is part of the system. And same thing, when it comes back to your own life, play with the system. So I am in the system here where I'm lucky to have loving parents, healthy, they're healthy, my brothers are okay, you know, we're not in debt, I'm not in debt,
Hmm.
health still okay so far, everything's good.
Yeah.
So I think I want to make use of that lah. However, if I didn't have in the past 2 years, I didn't build this service-based business that's giving some cash flow, then there's a whole different ballgame that I would have done differently now, because in the era of AI now, right, there's so
different.
much you can do. Last time I
know.
learned to code just to build software.
Correct.
Now, yeah, I think Haris, I think you yourself have explored some of these AI tools to build.
Yeah.
So why are you still playing the same game that I was playing 5 years ago? 5 years ago, I had no choice because I had to monetize from service because I couldn't ship as fast as I could now, but you could, I think.
Yeah, I mean, definitely when, to just share a bit, is like, I built like a meeting summarizer back then when ChatGPT came out, and I used ChatGPT to build it, and then it was like, oh wow, it's very fast. Like I didn't even have to code from scratch. I can just use ChatGPT to do it.
It's like you built an MVP of all those, you know, right now, the note-taking apps like Transcript or something like that, those kind of apps, Nota.ai, whatever, right? These apps where they join the Google Meet for you and then they take notes for you. You built like an MVP of that in like less than a week.
A day lah.
Or like a day, in a day.
Yeah, less than a day, in a day. So it was very simple already. And so, I agree that development can be very fast. And the thing is, like, I'm lucky because I know how to code.
Yes.
And the thing is that ChatGPT is not perfect also.
Correct.
So I see a lot of people actually building their own apps without coding experience of their own application. But for me, it's like, I know that they will have a problem.
Yes.
Yeah, and
100%.
that's when they will realize, I think, right, to be honest, coding is still a fundamental skill that you need to do if you want to build something.
Yes,
because even with ChatGPT or whatever this coding AI stuff, right, you will still find an error, and these AI tools most of the time cannot solve. And the thing is, a lot of times, right, these projects are not getting smaller, are getting bigger.
Yeah. And on that note, let me just add on top. I think we changed topic a little bit. But on that note, I want to add on this, right? See, back in the days when there were construction technologies, right, when it became so much cheaper to build buildings, they didn't stop building. They started building skyscrapers, for example. Right now they have KLCC or your Marina, the Lion thing, or the Marina Bay Sands, right? Those big fat buildings that started building because of the rise of construction technology. Same with AI. Now that people can ship faster, if I can ship faster, AI is, in a way, it's open source. There's open source technology. If you can use it, I can use it. Does that make sense? And if you're my competitor and you're using it, I'm going to use it, which means AI is now table stakes, which means if you build 5 times faster, I need to build 5 times faster. And if we both build 5 times faster, we still need people to build those things faster. Does that make sense? I'm not going to slow down. Like, oh, there's AI now, so let's slow down. No one's going to do that. It's like everyone is like, if your pace is here now, and my pace is here now, with AI, you will 5x. And if I see you 5x, I'm like, shit, these guys are using AI. I'll just 5x. Right? Because there's no crazy deep, we're all just using frameworks. We're all just using existing technologies already, which is OpenAI or Llama or whatever, right? So unless you have your own internal machine learning stack that nobody else has, then that's a different story, right? But that you're not able to do with a non-coder, obviously, right?
Yes.
So coming back to the topic, because this is about
service.
You changed the topic to like
the coding. No, but it is kind of related.
No, but for you now, right? Actually, as a coder now, you shouldn't even worry about this already. Now you great. You have coding skills already from your past experience and everything.
That's fine.
And now there's AI, which means you shouldn't be comparing yourself with the no coders who are using AI.
Oh no, I'm not.
You should play with your strengths now.
Yes. I'm just worried about my problem validation. That's it lah. Like that. Like I'm afraid.
But if you can ship so fast,
ship
it now.
Yeah.
That's
a good point.
Last time people used to not ship so fast because to launch a startup, I need 3 months. True. 3 months was very fast, by the way, last time.
Yes,
in my days, I'm making it sound like I'm old. But back in the days when I first started, 3 months was a crazy pitch to people. Let me build a software in 3 months. It's damn crazy good pitch. We can build a full stack in 3 months. Now, I think if I get our developers to build it with the power of AI, that's why I make all our developers use AI in their coding stack. I'm not saying, bringing back to the topic, I'm not saying you don't need to learn the code. I'm saying that developers who can code already, that's the base principle, the premise here is you must be able to code already. Those who can code already, if they use AI, they can build like 2 weeks. Would you consider content as product then?
Wow, that's actually a very good. I would say no. It's mainly marketing lah. Yeah, because you are.
For me, in my opinion, obviously I could be wrong, but I would put it as, if you ask me strictly in the box of product or service, I'm still going to put it as product. You know why? You're building a product for yourself. This is the Haris product. You are a product.
Personal
Does that make
brand.
sense? Yeah, your personal brand is a product. You must treat it like
Right.
it's a product,
Right,
right?
right,
You
right,
a
right.
product where you can see it, you can touch
Yeah.
it, you can improve it, you can
Yeah.
fix any issues that you have. Let's say I suck at presentation now. I have
True,
whatever flaws I
true,
have now.
true.
I go home, I watch this video, and I see, oh, why does Derek keep shaking his legs? Okay, let me fix it. Right? What is Derek? You see, a lot, right? So I'm like, how do I fix it next time? So I just stay silent instead of like
Yeah,
mumbling
yeah.
here and there, right?
Yeah.
Why do I keep? Yeah,
Right.
basically. So I think the way I see it is like a product. A product where people can self-consume 10 years down the line.
Yeah.
Because whatever I said today will still be here on the internet 10 years later, right? Whereas if I didn't record this video today, I would have forgotten 99% of today's conversation. In fact, Haris will tell you that I've forgotten 90% of our conversations in the past
Yeah.
already.
True.
In the past, since day one I met you, I've forgotten 90% that we discussed about, I've forgotten
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Right? So if only we discussed it, we don't have to upload every single thing, right?
Yeah.
But if we discussed it, I think, if we recorded it,
Yeah.
we could look back, we could learn. Yeah. Speaking of that, and I think that's a very cool idea where it's a pendant that records.
Oh
your-
yes,
your-
yes, I
I
saw.
think that's really cool, to be honest. I think it's really
That's
cool.
a good product, but let's see it's feasible lah.
I'm not talking about feasible or not. I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
it's a really cool
Oh,
idea.
yeah, of
So
course.
basically, I'm just gonna share a lot, right?
Yeah.
Basically, this is the thing where you wear a pendant over here. This pendant has. So I'm very much into wearable technologies. Like I wear an Oura ring, for example, to track my sleep, and then it tells me how's my sleep, and use AI to tell me what to do, whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So this one is where it records you and your entire conversation every single day to day. Just wear a very nice necklace. It looks pretty aesthetic over here, and then it records your whole conversation. And it gives you a summary at the end of the day, at the end of the week. It tells you, hey Derek, so this is your transcript for what you've discussed today. Here's a summary of what you discussed with Haris. So it just tells you every single thing you've discussed and that it heard
Yeah.
for your entire life.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty cool because it's like my entire life is in a way documented.
Yes.
So it's a Black Mirror episode, I know, but
Right.
but I think it's pretty cool.
So I think we divert a lot.
Yeah, I mean that's product.
Yeah, it's
right?
product.
That's
Product. No, I think that's the cool part about product is that there's that cool factor. Service is like, do you feel excited about service?
I disagree. But I mean I agree.
Yeah.
But not in general terms. Why?
Yes.
Why do I say this? I think it's pretty cool to work in McKinsey, Bain, BCG, Big Four, investment banking, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. These are all cool big names and they're all service. Helping people go public or whatever.
Right.
Your mom wanted you to be, my mom wanted me to be a doctor. I don't know about your mom, right? That's service. That's cool. Right? But it's just us because we're us lah. We're startup
Yeah,
guys, we're junkies,
Correct,
that's why we
correct,
enjoy
correct.
building these things.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool running a restaurant, making 50 million a year. I think that's cool.
Yeah,
Right?
true,
But for me, it doesn't give me fulfillment.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's cool, right? Making money,
Yeah,
I like it. Of course, I like it.
course.
Don't. I'm not saying I don't want money, right? but building a product and seeing it, it's like your baby. It's like your little baby.
I think it's more visual, right? I feel like because a product you can see, like for example, a bottle of juice, and then a lot of people are drinking a bottle of juice. You feel like very I don't know, I feel a sense of pride, right?
I do.
Right.
But there are distribution companies where all they do is distribute products from China to Malaysia. They don't own the product. They don't do R&D. All they do is distribution. They make a lot of money as well.
Of course.
Right? So that, would you consider it a product business?
I mean, like,
that's service.
yeah,
right?
I mean,
I don't know actually.
no, I think it's product because
It's still
essentially,
product, right? Yeah.
if it's a physical, like for example, cars, right?
Uh-huh.
It's a physical product,
Yes,
right?
but if you're reselling cars,
if you are reselling cars,
Is that a
then it's
product?
service.
so then by default, if you're reselling products from China, it's
It's a
is it
service, right?
I,
True, that's a good point,
actually, I would park that in a hybrid, right? But I think it's still service because you're selling the service of helping people buy and sell.
right?
Right? Let's say reselling used sneakers,
Right.
right? These guys can fetch
True,
a lot
you're
of
not
money,
building-
right? You're not building. There's no
right.
R&D involved.
Right,
You're just
right.
a distribution arm. You're helping them distribute and you're making a margin in between them. You're providing a
Right.
service to help people find this particular
Right.
exotic
You
car or
can't,
shoe.
okay, essentially, you can't improve the product. Like
Yes, you have
this-
no power or
Yes,
control.
yes.
If you run an F&B restaurant and
Yeah.
you make your own food, that food is a product.
Yes,
Right? But
correct.
if you're reselling food, maybe in a nasi lemak
no,
store, you buy
yeah.
from that, you're providing a service
So-
that making convenient for
Yeah.
people who stay here to
Yeah,
eat
yeah.
this food.
True. I feel I'm more towards the product side of things because it's like number one, you are in control with the product. That's what I like. Like the more control, the better. I think for now. And like service, I think it's good at the same time because you also can control. But at the same time, you're also relying on people to mostly.
Oh
do
yeah,
the
but you
service,
said you
right?
wanted 100% control, right?
Yes, correct.
100% control most likely has to be service. Product is
Oh,
tough.
really, ah?
No, can. Of course, both also can.
Oh.
But most of the time, if you realize, a lot of these big four companies, they're not
Yeah.
public companies. They're private companies where they have more control. They are like the partners are private. Whereas if you look at most of the product companies, like any product you can think of, most of the time they have other shareholders inside because they need that significant investments in the early days to go and build it first.
Right.
So there's less requirement for partners. Whereas in a service-based, think lawyers, audit firms, right? Dentist firms, think about their names. It's always the person's name. Lim and partners, whatever you call it, Ibrahim and whatever, right? It's always a few partners, and the role of the partner is to sell. The KPI every year is to bring in more deals, more projects. And that's why to be a partner, you need to be able to bring in projects. And that's why they don't need 1 million partners. They only need like 3 partners to bring in projects. And that's it.
And their margin is damn high lah.
I don't know how high lah, but yeah.
Like higher than product, right?
No. Again, it depends what kind of product, right? But software product always wins. That's why I want to be in software product. Software product, I built once. My margins are 90%.
Correct.
Basically, right? I just got to pay my hosting and that's it. Every new user on board has literally zero cost.
Correct.
Make sense?
Yeah. That's why now the companies that are the biggest are the tech companies.
Yeah, that's correct. Fantastic, man. Haris, so that's all for today. I think good conversation. Anything else you want to chat about, or you're done?
I think that's it lah.
Okay, fantastic. So if you guys watch this, whatever.
Give a like, subscribe, comment,
subscribe.
whatever lah.
If they like, they will do it. If they don't like, you ask also they won't do it.
True. I'll see you guys. Bye.